Hi. Oh. Hi, I'm Karen Casner, and this is my submission for English Variation in the Cultural Week for my class on intercultural communication and language. I apologize in advance that I don't have the images for you to see. I just could not get that to work. So pull up your own copy, and here we go. We've got our table of contents. We're going to go through the introduction, variety of English, classifications, including the Catrew and Mayer models, remarkable linguistic features, other traditions, the impact of my chosen English choice, and some notes on acculturation just to make sure we're all being PC. So, what I plan to do is explore African American Vernacular English, AAVE. It's a unique and influential variety of English spoken primarily by African Americans. The purpose of this slideshow is to provide a comprehensive examination of AAVE, focusing on its linguistic features, historical origins, and cultural significance. We're going to look at how form, communication are working within AAVE, also how it also works in mainstream English. The English that we'll be comparing to today is the United States Standard English, SAE generally. We're going to explore the popular culture and the cultural phenomena that include AAVE. So, what is AAVE? African American Vernacular English has multiple names: Black English, African American English, Vernacular Black English. Also, the term Ebonics has been used in the past, but currently not considered politically correct. It is used colloquially within certain communities, but if you are not a member of that community, it is not recommended to use the term Ebonics anymore. AAVE is a much more respectful way to address this language. It's a vernacular of English that is spoken by many working and middle class African Americans, especially in urban areas. Canada is also included in this. A quote from John H. McWhorter. People think of Black English as ungrammatical, but it bears the same relationship to Standard English as contemporary Hebrew does to ancient Hebrew. Language has changed. It's so beautiful. So AAVE came from the blending of various African languages and English during the transatlantic slave trade, which was not a great time for many countries, and especially for Africans. The Africans developed a Creole language to communicate with each other, a mixture of their African languages, and also added some English in so they could speak or understand their English-speaking enslavers. There was distinct grammatical changes, vocabulary, and pronunciation that came along with this new AAVE, shaped by historical and social experiences that were unique to that group. As I said, generally located in urban areas. There is a map in the slideshow that you can see to show where those big cities and big urban areas are that have a lot of speakers of AAVE. It's also used by some non-African Americans, especially in youth culture. So where did it come from? The Great Migration. After slavery, African Americans moved from the South to as far as they could get away. So between 1916 and 1970, millions of people moved north and out at least as far as they could. So there were more work demands, and the greater the freedom was the other search. The Harlem Renaissance occurred. AAVE became its own language and started developing in all of these pockets where these enslaved people ended up. So, as far as the classifications, Cattry's model, AAVE would most likely be categorized within the outer circle of English. This is because AAVE is a variety of English that is used by a specific community, but it's not the standard form of English within the country of the United States. The outer circle typically encompasses varieties of English that have become institutionalized in post-colonial societies and are used in a range of formal and informal contexts, albeit with distinct regional and social characteristics. Depending on whether you're in the South, you're in the North, you're in the West. Language just evolves. For Mayer's model, AAVE would be an example of institutionalized variety. It reflects the fact that while primarily used in informal settings, it has developed a standardized set of grammatical and lexical features that distinguish it from the standard forms of English. It has evolved over time, shaped by historical, cultural, and social factors. Cattry's model emphasizes the geographical and functional rules, which is why it's in the outer circle, due to its widespread use within a specific community, but not as the standard form of English. In contrast, Mayer's classification focuses on the socio-political evolution of English, positioning AAVE as an institutionalized variety that, while informal, has developed distinct linguistic features and is deeply embedded in African American culture. They both highlight that it is important, but Mayer's framework highlights its cultural and institutional significance. Just taking my time. In recent years, the global influence of AAVE has exploded. Social media, music, movies, hip-hop, rap, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Slay, Shade, movies and TV shows. It's becoming more of an acceptable language worldwide due to the popularity of music, movies, and its popularity on social media platforms. It blurs the lines between regional and global varieties of English. There are many remarkable linguistic features. Phonology and pronunciation, grammar and negation, verb tense and aspect, lexical choices, intonation, and stress patterns. I apologize that I am speaking so quickly, but I do want to make sure we get through all of these points within the allowed time. Thank you for bearing with me. Phonology. Mainly, a lot of sounds change, like from this, it can become this. That TH will become shortened. That becomes that. Also, the last letter can often be dropped, like past will become pass, or left is left. These shifts contribute to the distinctive sound of AAVE and reflect its historical roots, shaped by African languages and the African American experience. Also, the R can be dropped, like car becoming ka, or here becoming here, while SAE keeps the R sound. Bed might be bid, diphthongs, blended vowels, and simplified words ride into rad. Other features include dropping syllable, final consonants, walking into walk-in, he the one. The stresses on these sentences are different than standard American English. It still reflects the rich history and culture behind AAVE, and it's a distinctive form of communication, just like SAE. Double negatives. You will hear double negatives in AAVE all the time. So instead of saying, I don't know anything, you might hear, I don't know nothing. Also, this is influenced from standard African heritage languages. They often use double negation to convey emphasis. Verb tense, the habitual be, she be working, she be doing something. Very different. Lexical choices, ain't, aren't, finna, fixin' to, going to, gonna. Lexical choices, shorter, quicker. Holla, word, dope, crunk. Intonation and stress patterns, essential for conveying emotions, emphasis. Certain words express emotion or highlight key ideas. These patterns are shaped by the cultural inferences of history, and African American communities. Approximately 30 million North Americans speak AAVE, mainly concentrated in those urban areas. Some other traditions, I'm going as fast as I can. Church, gospel music, hip hop, street culture, black families, social community network, African American art and literature, Harlem Renaissance, dance and social gatherings, barbershops, beauty shops, street parties, music and oral tradition, Negro spirituals, rap, telling stories through a song, cultural identity, African American identity to build community, to resist mainstream American culture because of their history. American English definitely impacted. Lit, bay, flex, movies, social media, again, turn up, spill the tea, throw shade, now commonly used in regular conversations. Music, Drake, Travis Scott, Megan Thee Stallion, all AAVE speakers and influence modern pop culture and informal languages constantly around the world. Hip hop tells a story in their own words. White artists have adopted countless words and phrases from AAVE. Eminem, Post Malone, Miley Cyrus, Justin Bieber, Iggy Azalea. Although sometimes they get some flack for it, they are appealing to the youth and the people who they are making the music for. Digital, I already talked about it. T, clap back, on fleek. Digital communication, very, very AAVE. We need to be careful about acculturation. We need to be sure that we are not using the language in a way that is not appropriate. Appreciation is one thing, and appropriation is different. Appreciation is respectfully learning about and honoring. Appropriation is when elements of a culture are taken out of context or used without understanding, often for personal gain. We must be culturally sensitive. It's important to approach other cultures with respect, understanding, and awareness of their history and significance to avoid trivializing or exploiting cultural practices, languages, or symbols. We must not think of AAVE as just internet slang. We must respect the Black community. It is not a double standard. It's not just trendy. It is a language. In conclusion, marginalized communities have influenced mainstream culture, which is amazing, telling their own story from where they come from and impacting the world. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.